Well, what a bittersweet day today in Hillsborough County, isn't it? I want to thank everybody for being here. First, I want to have, if Chief Jones, you could please come up to the front. Chief Doherty, please come to the front. I see our sheriff just walked in. Sheriff, you can keep on walking and head this way. Keith Chapman as well. And something a little abnormal, I'm going to ask Bonnie Wise, please, if you would come over here as well. And I think Chief Tripp is here. Chief, are you here? Come on up. Well, good morning and welcome. It's a tremendous honor to make this presentation today. Before we begin, I want to recognize first members of Chief Jones' staff who are senior staff who are here in the audience today. Would you all please stand up? Please give them a round of applause. Thank you. The Hillsborough County Fire Rescue Chief Jones is a transformational leader who dedicated more than 45 years of service to this community, fire service, and emergency management. For Chief Jones, it's all about people. The first responders and the emergency management staff who serve Hillsborough County residents daily and the residents they protect. Chief Jones has a degree in fire science from Columbia Southern University and is a fire training instructor at the Florida State Fire College and state certified paramedic. He is driven to support, build, and mentor veteran firefighters and those just beginning their careers. He accomplished this in numerous ways, especially by creating programs to improve the quality of life for all first responders. Further, Chief Jones has inspired new generations to pursue the fire service as a career, developing new talent and increasing the appeal of this line of work. His vast accomplishments have made this county and its first responders safer, and that is a tremendous legacy. And personally, I just want to say, Chief Jones, he's been somewhat of a mentor to me. I think today's the day we should have parades, and there should be the Goodyear blimp flying over with his name, but that's just not his style. Chief Jones is all about people. He's about integrity. He's about putting other people's first, especially his first responders and the people that he represents. You know, my personal experience with him and folks like PEP and the Brotherhood of the Firefighters, I'm not one of them, but I grew up with folks that are now firefighters, and I got to say, I feel like one of you all. Even though I'm not capable of running into a burning building, I understand the brotherhood and the love that you have for each other. I also want to call up Catherine. Would you please come up to the front real quick? Now, with our first responders, you all sign up for this. You all sign up to risk your lives every day for complete strangers. The people that don't necessarily sign up for this are your spouses. And for that, Catherine, we want to tell you, because I know that we borrowed him a lot longer than we thought. Bonnie's going to allude to this in a little bit, but we kind of tricked him to become our fire chief. And I know, Catherine, that you all have put your life on hold, and you personally have put your life on hold to allow him to continue to serve the people of Hillsborough County. So we want to present you with these flowers to thank you for your service, for allowing him to serve. So Chief Jones, could you come up front here real quick? I want to read an official commendation here that we have right here. The Hillsborough County Board of County Commissioners is pleased to congratulate Chief Dennis Jones on his retirement as the 6th chief in the 50-year history of Hillsborough County Fire Rescue, the culmination of an outstanding career that transformed the fire service in Hillsborough County. A person of integrity, fortitude, and compassion, Chief Jones dedicated well over half his life to protecting the residents of Hillsborough County. Coming out of retirement to lead Hillsborough County Fire Rescue in 2015 after more than 3 decades with the Tampa Fire Rescue, including 5 years as fire chief, Chief Jones is an inspirational leader. Under his direction, Hillsborough County Fire Rescue has become a model for the state and the Southeast. He developed quick response squads to help reduce the stresses of increased calls. He oversaw the addition of 3 new stations, and he reminds me we need another 24 every day, and numerous rebuilt facilities, 12 advanced life support ambulances, and the opening of the Public Safety Operation Complex. The Summer Youth Fire Academy, Cadet Program, and Fire Academy were either instituted or further developed during his tenure, introducing new generations to fire service. and innovator, Chief Jones is a founding member of the Florida Task Force 3, an urban search and rescue team of highly skilled firefighters from Hillsborough County, Tampa, and St. Petersburg that has deployed statewide and nationally. It is for these accomplishments and numerous others that the Florida Fire Chiefs Association named Chief Jones the Florida Career Fire Chief of the Year in 2023, a richly deserved honor. So not only is he our chief, he is the state of Florida's chief. The Board of County Commissioners of Hillsborough County, Florida, does hereby commend Chief Dennis Jones for his devotion to public safety, leadership, tireless service, and wishes him all the best in the next chapter of his life, awarded this 20th day of December 2023. All right, so we have some really special guests with us. Not only are we blessed to have the best fire chief in the state, we also have the best sheriff in the state of Florida, Sheriff Chad Chronister. And I also want to say, because this is a rarity where you have the fire chief, or both fire chiefs, Chronister, Tripp, and our Bonnie Wise right here. These are the toughest jobs in the county. Politicians come and go. We get elected. Sometimes they get elected, and you're like, how in the world is that person an elected politician? There is no room for error with these jobs right here, correct? This is public safety. Bonnie manages 5,200 employees. These jobs are the most critical in Hillsborough County, and we are so thankful to have our sheriff, correct? So without further ado, let me introduce Sheriff Chad Chronister.
Good morning, everyone, and thank you, Commissioner Owen, distinguished board, for inviting and including me in such a special ceremony. As you can imagine, being 4,000 strong at the Hillsborough County Sheriff's Office, we have a ton of community partnerships that we share. But I assure you, there is none that is larger, more important, or more critical than the one we share with the men and women of Hillsborough County Fire Rescue. It is amazing and an honor to stand shoulder to shoulder on a daily basis with the incredible men and women of Hillsborough County Fire Rescue as we respond to calls for service, emergencies, and even tragedies. Over the last several years, and especially the last 6 as serving as your sheriff, I've had a front row seat in watching this innovative leader, Chief Jones, and his command staff create one of the most professional, one of the most efficient, and one of the most reputable fire departments in the state of Florida. On a personal note, 32 years ago, my CPR instructor in the academy was Chief Jones. Yeah, you should clap because I don't know how I passed it. Yeah, but there are times where we bring individuals in and they're able to be recognized for a career of service. And then there are individuals who dedicate their entire life to public service. Chief Jones, you're one of those selfless servants who have moved the needle in our county. I wish you all of God's blessings as you start the next chapter in life. Merry Christmas. God bless everyone.
Thank you, Sheriff. And next we want to introduce a very special friend of Chief Jones, Chief Chapman, former Temple Terrace Fire Chief. Chief?
Good morning, everyone. Thank you, Commissioners, for the opportunity to say a few words. I'm honored to be here for Chief Jones. Known Chief Jones for many years and in a lot of different capacities. Certainly have not had the opportunity to work for him directly, but served on many committees and worked on many projects over the years. But I've had an opportunity to witness the effectiveness of his leadership day in and day out. And, you know, leaders are a dime a dozen, and occasionally you'll come across a leader that is effective in moving an organization and the people within that organization forward. More rare is to find a leader that's effective in that nature, but cares more about the people that are around him than the accolades that he receives himself. And then more rare than that is someone who can institute that leadership in multiple organizations, as Chief Jones has done over the years. John Maxwell describes levels of leadership, and the top level is a pinnacle level of leadership. Some of you guys know that. Some people call it legacy. In that level of leadership, which most aspire to achieve, people don't follow you just because of what your accomplishments are. They follow you because of who you are and what you stand for. And for decades, Chief Jones has exercised that leadership and has influenced not only Hillsborough County, the state of Florida, but I would suggest even the fire service in our nation as a whole. So it is with great honor today that I stand here and say, well done, Chief Jones. Congratulations on your retirement, and let's make it a real one this time.
So well said. Next, I want to call up our leader here in the county, and I sure hope she can make it through this today because they have a really special relationship, and I sure hope she talks about how she tricked Chief Jones to becoming our fire chief. So, Bonnie Wise.
Thank you, Commissioner Owen, and thank you to the board. And I will try to keep this short so I don't have Commissioner Hagan sending daggers my way here. So Chief Jones and I have known each other for 20 years. We were both at the city of Tampa at the same time. And as you have heard, he is a man of honor, a man of integrity, and a man of faith, and a man of family. And I got to know him then, and we became friends. And so more than that, he became my friend. So we both, Chief Jones retired from the city of Tampa, and I came over to Hillsborough County. And then we were looking for a new fire chief here in 2015. And so Greg Horwedel and I were both on the executive team at the time under Mike Merrill's leadership. And we were talking about the characteristics we wanted in our next fire chief. And I said, I have the right person for us, but he is retired. So Greg and I scheduled a lunch with Chief Jones, and we met over at the Yummy House. So that, some of you know that's kind of my meeting place. And we were meeting for lunch, and he was meeting his old friend, and he was meeting Greg, who they knew a little bit. And we met for lunch, and we were talking about Hillsborough County Fire Rescue. We heard about all the things he was doing. He was teaching. He was working with his family. He was doing his honey-do list. He was enjoying his retirement. And so Greg and I talked about what we were looking for in Hillsborough County and how we had such a great department, but we knew with his leadership it could be even better. And so at that lunch, we offered him the job of fire chief. I have not seen Chief Jones surprised and unprepared very often. That, however, was one of the times. He was, of course, his normal self and humbled, but he did say two things. The first thing he said was, what's your plan B? And we admitted we did not have one. But the second thing he said is, I have to speak to my wife about this. And he did. And so a few days later, he did later text me and then call me, and we spoke over the weekend. And he did, of course, accept the position. So I couldn't be more proud. Who knew that we would both be standing in our spots today when we met 20 years ago? So there are people in your life, you meet so many along the way, and everyone has an impact on you. But there are people who really leave a special place and help make you become a better person for having known them. And for me, Chief Jones is that person.
Thank you, Bonnie. Well said. So last, I'm a Florida Gator football fan. I know it's a tough year, but I always wonder what it's like whenever Tim Tebow left for the next quarterbacks to come along, right? That's kind of the situation our next guy is in right here, Chief Jason Daugherty. But I can tell you from knowing him a long time, I can't think of anyone that's better fit and more ready to do this job. So without further ado, your new Chief Daugherty.
Thank you, and thank you to the commissioners, and thank you to the county administration. Thank you, Commissioner Owens. So I'm going to try to get through this the best I can. going to apologize to Commissioner Hagan. It's going to probably take me more than a few minutes. I'm going to read a lot of this. I'm going to have to read it because I'm probably going to get emotional trying to get through this. Chief Jones has meant a tremendous amount to myself and my family over the years. I had the fortune of being Chief Jones's boss when he retired the first time. And when I say boss, he was mentoring me, obviously. So we've had a unique relationship, and I got to tell you, Chief, the last year or so I've tried to distance myself from you somewhat intentionally, anticipating this day coming. So with that, I'm going to read through this. Chief's been through some challenging times with me. My father was probably the closest person I've ever been with. He passed away. Chief Jones was with me. I had a stroke about 3 years ago, a significant stroke. Most people probably here know that. Chief Jones stuck by my side, made sure I came back to work in about a week. So didn't get much time off, but I think he did that intentionally because he knew, playing ball, you got to get back in the game. So I'm going to get through this, so please bear with me. Good morning. I'm Jason Doherty, our interim fire chief. It is truly an honor to share a few words about my mentor and friend, our fire chief, Dennis Jones. I will do my best not to get emotional, as today is bittersweet for me personally. Chief Jones and I have worked side by side for the past 12 years. We have shared memories that will last a lifetime. I will begin with a quote today to honor what has become a tradition with Chief Jones. As our senior staff will tell you, Chief Jones will send us inspiring and lesson-learning quotes weekly. The quote that I chose today is from a legendary musical artist that Chief probably would not have picked. This artist is known as Snoop Dogg. To be human is to be many things at once: strong and vulnerable, hard-headed and intellectual, courageous and afraid, loving and vengeful, revolutionary and old school. Sometimes as leaders, people forget we're still human. We are here today to celebrate the retirement of a legend in the fire service, one of the most prolific fire chiefs to ever serve in the state of Florida, and Florida's most recent fire chief of the year. I want to share with you a side of Chief Jones that many of you don't see. Chief Jones is and has been more than a fire chief. Though we will always refer to him as Chief Jones, today I want to share a little bit about Dennis Jones, the son of Laverne Jones and retired fire captain Walter Jones, the brother of Walter and Shirley, a husband to his wife Catherine of more than 45 years, the proud father of 3 fantastic and successful children, Devin, Jennifer, and David, and a tremendously proud grandfather to Jericho and Justice, and a devoted man of faith. Though Chief Jones chose the fire service as his profession, I believe his passion has always been to teach others. The fire department and the church have become his classroom. I'm only one of thousands, and I mean thousands, and Sheriff Cronster alluded to this, that has been taught by Chief Jones over the last 45 years. I'm confident Chief Jones has trained more than 3 generations of firefighters and countless members of his congregation. Chief, I want to publicly thank you on behalf of every person you've ever taught and mentored for sharing your knowledge and experiences while educating us all over the years. Everything you did was with purpose. I know and believe your sole purpose was to both challenge and educate us to become better people and better leaders. I want to go back and share the lessons that you've taught me. One of the biggest lessons was how to create, what to create as our team's leadership foundation. So I'm going to tell you a quick little story. About 8 years ago, the chief called me on a Friday afternoon. I was a training chief for Tampa Fire Rescue, and he had been the fire chief for the Hillsborough County for almost a year. Chief Jones asked me if I would be interested in joining his team as his deputy, one of his deputy chiefs. I was shocked, to say the least, and was at a loss for words. He would go on to say I should discuss the possibility with my wife over the weekend and get back with him on Monday with my decision. As I collected my thoughts, I decided to ask him for advice, seeing he had been my mentor for the last several years. I went on to ask him what would he do if he were in this situation. Without hesitation, he said he would decline the offer if it were him, and then he said goodbye and hung up on me. I stood there puzzled like I am now and confused with my phone in my hand. What was the purpose of Chief Jones calling me? To offer me a job, to tell me not to accept it? As I said earlier, he always has a purpose. After thinking about our conversation, I immediately called him back and demanded that he tell me why would he offer me a job and then advise me not to accept it. He quickly responded by telling me that I had asked him what he would do if it were him. He explained that he is not a risk taker and is naturally conservative. He then went on to explain how he recognized the two of us were different in many ways. Ultimately, I was the yin to his yang. He then proceeded to tell me that his answer would have been different had I asked him would he recommend for me to accept the position. Reflecting on what he was telling me, I realized once again there was a lesson to be learned. Number one, pay attention to detail. My question lacked detail. Number two, recognize the strengths of others and how their strengths can improve your weaknesses. Number three, surround yourself with others that think differently and are diverse in who they are and their thoughts. 4, provide guidance while encouraging others to seek solutions without giving them answers. And finally, have a purpose in everything you do. With his guidance, I made the right decision for myself and my family. I am so thankful to be here today and for the opportunity he provided me and the lessons that he bestowed on me and all of us and all the senior staff here today. These leadership lessons will continue moving our department forward as he departs for his retirement he so well deserves and has earned. I do believe faith brought us together. It indeed has been a blessing to be part of your life, Chief. I will only admit this now, but behind closed doors, there were times he may not have always agreed, or we may not have always agreed, but I never wavered from your direction when the final decision was made because of my high respect and trust in you. I hope I was able to serve you as well as you have served all of us and the citizens of Hillsborough County. Over the years, we have undoubtedly seen the best and worst that the world can throw at us. But with your methodical leadership, we have triumphed as a department and as a community. As I look around this room full of outstanding leaders, I know each of you can truly appreciate the incredible journey he has had. Maybe I shouldn't say this for obvious reasons, but the truth is I'm not sure there will ever be another fire chief that works as hard as you have, from being the first one to work to the last one to leave and attending everything in between. I know retirement will initially be the most challenging job you will ever have, but I also know you will learn to embrace it with the same passion and energy that you've done as a fire chief. The next step in your life will bring you great joy and happiness without a doubt. Please enjoy every second and know you will always be part of our team and the fire department family. Chief, I can speak for so many of us, but thank you for being a coach, mentor, role model, and most of all, our fire chief. In closing, I must provide you with one last quote by comedian Jean Perrette. I know your wonderful wife, Catherine, will genuinely appreciate this after 45 years of being married to you. Retirement. That's when you return from work one day and say, "Hi, honey, I'm home forever." Congratulations and well done, Chief. So I got a plaque here for Chief Jones. It simply states, Hillsborough County Fire Rescue presents the Dennis Jones Fire Chief Badge number 1413 for 8 years of dedicated service and leadership. As a staff, we came together, and if you know Chief Jones, he's a little bit frugal, but he loves traditions. Every year, if you look at his Facebook, he does a turkey for obviously Thanksgiving and Christmas, puts it on a smoker that we've recently learned he bought at Lowe's on half price. So we came together and bought him one of these fancy pellet grills because we know he would never go get one himself. And that was our gift to Chief Jones because we know how much he enjoys breaking bread with folks and serving others. So thank you, Chief, and thank you for all the years that we've had together.
Thank you, Chief. Great job. Now we got to invite the man of the hour to say a few words. I'd like to have your son come up here too, stand next to him if you come on forward. But Chief, again, you mean, as you can tell today, you mean so much to everybody. And without further ado, I want to introduce your chief and the state of Florida's fire chief, Chief Dennis Jones.
Wow. So those of you that know me, I don't like this kind of thing. Prefer to work in the background. I wrote some notes, but I was reminded, after all hearing all this, I had a boss at one time, and she said, "Be bright, be brief, and be gone." So I do. Commissioner Owen, thank you. for the entire Board of County Commissioners. It's been such an honor to serve here. I'm totally blessed. I do want to thank my beautiful wife for 45 years. She has put up with, all my nonsense and being gone. And even this morning, we had a room full of people, and I had to completely leave her in the corner. That's just a typical thing. But I just got to say, I could not have done it without my wife, Catherine, being beside me and behind me, and my family, Devin, who is following in the footsteps of the fire service, working for the city of Tampa. And I'm very fortunate to have my wife's parents, Don, Chief Master Sergeant retired Don Thompson, and his wife, Sarah Jo, and we've been spending a lot of time together lately. But I do want to just say a couple of things. It's such an honor to receive a recognition like this, just as it was to be recognized as Fire Chief of the Year. I just feel unworthy of all of it. That for those of us that serve, that's not the reason we serve. But it's nice for your family to see that. It's nice for your coworkers to see that, and I am completely honored. I know that each of us seek meaning in life. We've all got special gifts and talents, and I can tell you that even though my dad was a fire captain in the city of Tampa, my whole life growing up, I had no intention of being a firefighter all the way through school till I got to college, and I was hating it and what I was pursuing. And my wife says, "What about the fire service?" And a light bulb went off. And when your passion meets the opportunity, that's when everything works out. And I'm very thankful that I did find not my plan for my life, but God's plan for my life. And that is to serve others. And that means all people, all people. And I don't think the citizens of city of Tampa, and especially the citizens of Hillsborough County, recognize the tremendous leadership team they have. There's so many directors, the county administrator, deputy county administrator, my boss, every leader that I've had the opportunity to work with in county government and city government is amazing. And they do it not for money. They do it because they want to serve the public. And the county is really very fortunate to have such outstanding leaders. If I had not had that lunch at Yummy House, I would not have had the opportunity. I remember talking to Bonnie and said, if you would have told me it was an interview, I would have prepared for it. She said, "It wasn't an interview, it was an offer." Okay. Okay. And I had no idea that my wife would say yes, and she did say yes. She said, "You have to do that." But if I hadn't done that, I would not have had the opportunity to meet the second Forward family. I've always had the Forward family in my life in the fire service. I would not have had the opportunity to work with the over 1,000 phenomenal men and women of Hillsborough County Fire Rescue. I would not have had the opportunity to work with this leadership team that's in front of you and Chief Dougherty. I'm going to tell you that Hillsborough County Fire Rescue is in good hands. The emergency management team that did a complete rebuild in the last few years, complete recycle, doubled in size, and are doing amazing things. Your Hillsborough County Fire Rescue is in very good hands going forward. I'm not worried one bit. My administrative assistant, Tracy, who's been by my side for the last several years, takes care of all those things, and her wonderful husband that makes sure IT is working 100% of the time. I'm going to stop because I can't call every name. There are literally thousands of people. But this is such a great place to work, and I just wish every citizen of Hillsborough County knew how amazing the men and women of Hillsborough County government and the city of Tampa are. I want to close by going back to what I said at the beginning. My plan in life was not to be in the fire service, but I'm very thankful that I found God's plan. And my personal life mission has been to love God, to love people, and to serve both. And I thank you again for this honor. It's very humbling. Thank you.